one was listed as a quieter racket, and it is.
On this sunny day, we find several members of the Lake Oswego Pickleball Club ready to play the sport they love.
Definitely quieter.
After all, pickleball is the fastest growing sport in America, boasting nearly 5 million players. But they won't play on this day because the courts at George Rogers Park downtown have been locked shut.
We're going to start the meeting with public comment.
We can't tell the story without taking you back to a January Lake Oswego City Council meeting, where several people testified that the noise coming from the pickleball courts, that repetitive plink sound, was no longer bearable.
Like a car alarm, barking dog, or as one city leader described it, it's as if there are 6 drum sets in your garage and people randomly and frequently come and bang the drums in an unsynchronized loud manner, laughing and leaving after their drumming sessions.
Now, this stress response network is not designed to be kept at high alert for long periods of time. It's an emergency network, so when it is activated repeatedly over such long periods of time, you get a chain reaction and harmful effects such as high blood pressure, elevated blood sugar, damage to the internal lining of the blood vessels, and as I described, heart attack, stroke, type 2 diabetes, obesity, and more.
It was a dramatic council meeting, at one point interrupted by applause after a pickleball supporter had testified.
Folks, listen. Hey, there will be none of that. That's your one warning, okay?
And in the end, the council voted 4-3 in favor of suspending pickleball play at George Rogers. The club members were stunned.
And they didn't come up with any proof of any decibel levels inside the house when 6 courts are filled that was in a health danger or anything else. You know, we're not playing at midnight or 7 in the morning. You know, we start at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we're out of here at 1, and then we come back I think 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock at night, a couple nights a week.
They point to the physical, mental, and socialization benefits of playing. David Dunning says he even offered to use a paddle and balls that don't make as much noise.
But pickleball is so much fun. It's the community. I've met people I never would have met through pickleball, and it's hundreds of us. So for me, pickleball is one of the prime experiences of my week, month, year, but that's set aside now.
It doesn't seem very noisy to me.
Rick Bugey has 2 artificial knees. He says the limited running involved in pickleball keeps him active.
Heartbreaking. This is one of the centers of my social life and athletic life, and that's been stopped, and I don't really know where else to go.
So where will these people go now for their favorite sport? Some say it could be here at Westlake Park in Lake Oswego, turning these tennis courts into pickleball courts. But I'm also hearing some of the neighbors here are already complaining about it. All the talk about noise from pickleball may soon be silenced.
Oh, yeah.
By Kent Drangsholt. He owns At the Garage's Satellite Pub in Tualatin, just a stone's throw from the Lake Oswego drama. He's in the process of installing 6 pickleball courts on his property, hopefully by the end of February. He sees it as a business opportunity.
We have live music here, we have pool tables, we have an event center, we do card games, we do open mics, we do all the different things that the community's looking for. This is another one to bounce it even higher than we were.
Nobody will argue that not having pickleball would constitute a crisis, but for this community with a very low crime rate and much affluence, it's a dilemma that's making headlines. Now it's up to the city to decide how to appease tormented residents and pickleball enthusiasts alike, as both sides dig in their heels, prepared to make more noise. I have a couple of quick updates on this story. I just spoke with a neighbor who lives near Westlake Park, which could be the new chosen spot for the pickleball courts. He says his neighborhood plans to fight it, citing the noise and the number of cars it would bring every day. He called it, quote, kryptonite for our home values. I also reached out to every single Lake Oswego City councilor. I did hear back from the mayor. He said in part that he and the councilors are unable to comment on the topic because it's going through a land use process, and went on to say in case we hear it on appeal. We'll let you know what happens next. Thanks for watching this story from K2 News. Be sure to click below to subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch K2 News at 6 for more stories and investigations. K2 News is on your side.